Pax vobiscum, everyone. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to part 2 of playing Behind the Memory. So last where we left off, we had gotten to this apartment complex running from our apartment number 12, so to our neighbors Christian, and I believe her name was Sarah, his wife. So we witnessed the murder-suicide of Christian and Sarah suddenly in apartment 10. And after going back to our apartment, we found that it was all a dream. And our protagonist woke up, and I did look it up. I believe our protagonist's name, I looked it up and have promptly forgotten it. I apologize, but he woke up and said he knew where Christian's gun was and that he had hidden it. So that is what we are searching for now. And I saw this obscure message. But we were not able to get through the front door, and I think there was a back alley that we are going to try and get through to see if we can retrieve the firearm. Or maybe through here? No. Again, I do pardon the noises. I'm still trying to figure out a better setup for my gaming videos, but I have to deal with the mechanical keyboard a bit more for now. Let's see if we can come in through here. No, I thought there was a back door or alley.
Open yourself, damn it!
So there is a back door back there, but how do we get to it? Oh, it might be around this. No, it's not. Oh, maybe we can. There's a back door here. That's right. But it's blocked. It did allow us last time to be able to interact. I wonder if this will work. It does. Okay, there we go. Oh, this one portion right here reminds me of the back rooms. I'll descend here. Okay. We can enter any of these others. Let's see. So this must be the back door. Yes. Ooh. Oh, my goodness, that's...
They shot themselves. Or maybe he killed her and then committed suicide. Who wouldn't have thought of doing something like that? Actually, I thought it myself several times before the infection. His wife was unbearable. Don't step on my lawn, don't walk on the carpet. It's understandable that they could not keep up a normal life after the fucking apocalypse.
So I'm trying to understand exactly what happened, but it sounds like they were at the cabin. The apocalypse happened. Many people came back to their apartments and homes to try to maintain some semblance of normalcy. And it sounds like they committed suicide after coming back and trying to adjust to the new state of the world and couldn't handle it. But our protagonist is very nasty about it. She was unbearable, and then saying that he had thought about it before because she was so unbearable. It's rather red flag I can't speak. Red flag behavior, if you ask me personally, but let's investigate. A vase, a vase, if you will.
Christian bought this for his wife on the 3rd anniversary. They organized a huge overbearing party in one of those events that just say, "We are married, we're happy, and our life is perfect." Ah, disgusting.
I'm really trying to understand our protagonist right now. What? He seems very bitter and insecure to me personally. Why shouldn't they have hosted a party thrown a large party and invited people to? I'm very confused about our protagonist. He doesn't seem like the nicest person. Oh, that's very sad. Okay. Something here. Oh, a note. I've been thinking about it and you are right. I will be happy if you decide to come and live in my apartment. Christian, your wife will understand, but you must tell her about us as soon as possible. This is not fair for anyone. I love you and you know that I'll be waiting for you. XOXO, Natalie. So Christian was cheating on his wife. So if he was cheating on his wife, then did she commit suicide and then he shot himself? Or she found out and he shot her and then shot himself? I'm not sure. And again, for some reason the voice doesn't trigger, but we have the subtitles. But look at that, our neighbor had a pre-apocalyptic affair. So again, it sounds like the world didn't die immediately. So people were trying to live normal lives as everything was going on, but why is our protagonist so gleeful about that? Why did he hate them that much? Okay, we can't go upstairs. Can we go out the front door? Nope. Okay. Is anything else in here? It seems we're going to sleep again?
I hate these sofas. Wherever you look in this goddamn city, in every home there's one of these and they're horrible.
Our protagonist has something to say about everything, doesn't he? Oh, there's the gun.
It's still here. If only I had kept it at home.
It's still here, if only I had kept it at home. What does that mean? It's still here, if only I had kept it at home. Why would he have hidden a gun in his friend's apartment? Or hidden it? And even the achievement said, why here? Why here indeed? And how did Christian...
I hate these sofas. Wherever you look in this goddamn city, in every home there's one of these and they're horrible.
Yes, I'm not too enthused with our protagonist right now.
It was Emma who suffered the most after the selfishness of these bastards. She began to blame me for not being enough support to them, for leaving them aside. But they isolated their fucking selves. They didn't deserve any of my time.
I'm starting to think our protagonist was extremely insecure and had a chip in his shoulder and something about seeing other people happier than him. So he says Emma blamed him for not supporting them. I'm assuming this is, well, I guess we'll refer to it to post-apocalypse and pre-apocalypse. I cannot speak. Apparently not supporting their dear neighbors enough after what had happened. Interesting. I'm not sure. Oh!
Morning, Dad. Where have you been?
Whoa, what is this?
What? What do you mean?
This is not real. Not real. This is just a memory.
I don't follow you. Anyway, don't be so depressed on your birthday. Come on, Dad. Don't be so serious. I know. I'll give you your birthday present. But first, I need you to promise me something. You'll see, I I know that recently we haven't been as close as we used to be, and... well, I just want you to know that I love you, Dad. A lot. I will always be by your side. You'll be there too, right? Promise?
Of course I will, Emma. We will always be together.
Then come. I want to show you your present.
Very interesting. So, and again, I actually really enjoy the use of the cutscenes. That and the music is very well done. It adds, and we have the golden sun now. But what is interesting is everything is not restored completely. It's more arranged, but it's superimposed over the decay of before. Especially as we see here. Very interesting. Let's follow Emma and see what she's got for us. It's very strange. Everything has been cleaned up, but not quite. Did she go outside? I guess she went upstairs. And as much as I don't really feel anything, to be honest, for our protagonist, at least from what he's been saying right now, it would be jarring to be wandering around a wasteland and or even the pictures are restored, kind of. It would be jarring to wander around a wasteland and then suddenly faced with your daughter and she's telling you that, no, this isn't a memory, it's real, but other things tell you not quite. Let's see what's going on. I can't go upstairs. Where did she go? I guess she must have gone outside. Emma, where did you go? Oh, right there. Okay. The framing and everything gives this an ominous vibe. We're having those flashes again, and Emma seems to be playing with us. But again, we have the sunlight, the beautiful sky, that sort of golden memory feeling. But it's superimposed.
Emma.
Oh.
Emma, are you alright?
I'm glad I wasn't looking at it. Oh, that's scary. I'm gonna have to turn down the volume, otherwise I'm going to go... My heart rate has gone up again. Oh dear. Oh dear. I don't like this. Oh. My little cat Dagmar is with me.
Well, Dad, why don't you answer yourself? After all, you killed me. It's time for you to accept what you did. Coward.
Oh. Oh my goodness, what? Okay, that is very jarring to the eyes, but just to talk about it a moment. So, what? I'm so confused. So, we seem to suddenly be... This almost looks like a bad TV screen. And that sound... apparently the protagonist killed Emma, and it looked like she had been brutally murdered as well. What is going on? I'm assuming I'm gonna go back to the apartment. She is dead. That was written before. That makes sense. There's a note.
Hey, Dad! We already thought you were never going to show up. You wouldn't want to miss your little girl's party, would you?
What do you want from us?
No. It's not about what we want. You see, I am a respectful person and I could never touch a girl without the blessing of her father. But we have not met anyone for a long time and, you know, a man has to satisfy his own needs. So you have two options. You answer what I want to hear and you leave, or you force me to get you out of the way. You know, without the parent there's no one to ask for permission, so...
Please don't do this.
What?
Please.
Well, so what's your answer?
Do what you want with her. But please let me go. Let me go.
What?
No, Dad! No, Dad, please! Help me! Help me! Dad!
I have no words. What an unmitigated, cowardly, cruel, oh. Yes, so my initial look at this protagonist was correct. An insecure, mewling, miserable. I won't even call him a man. He initially rushed in to help his daughter, was beaten about the head, And then instead of trying to do anything, to escape with his own life, to sacrifice his daughter like that. And now he comes back. And this whole time he's been whimpering and mewling about all of this. We'll discuss it after this, but oh my goodness, that I am seething with anger right now. That sort of cowardice. I cannot even imagine doing that to my own daughter. And then, with what he was saying before, condemning her, he was projecting all of his own insecurities and his... Yes, we will discuss it after, but I have a feeling we have already reached the end of the game in a few moments of gameplay here, and it seems there are two options. We can either end ourselves here with the gun that he found, and he was so eager to find it. Was it because he wished to end himself? Some sort of retribution for his daughter, or was it a weapon that he could use to defend himself with? I don't know, but it seems we have two options, the weapon or the door. And I think I'm going to choose the door to see what that looks like, because I feel that it would be more fitting to this coward to do, but we shall see. And there we have a photo of the daughter that we abandoned. It's a high tone coming from somewhere. Achievement, still a coward. The main character's name was Hector. Now, before I really dive into anything, I want to go back and... Okay, oh, so it does take us right back here. Okay. Now I will warn anyone who's watching, I will also put a screen for this in the video itself, that the option I'm going to choose is simply to see this game and this story to its fruition, to either story. So if this is disturbing to you, please do not watch any further. I will, in the video, provide a timestamp to where you can skip to in order to skip this portion of the video. And so now the use of the tone is interesting. It definitely pulls you to make a decision. And so the achievement we got with Vidor was still a coward, which seems to be drawing us towards this as being the solution, as to for some reason we made our way back here in the pit of an epidemic to perhaps we could not live with the guilt. But we'll see what this option brings us. Will you ever forgive me? So we'll go through the credits once more, and then we will have our discussion. They are short credits, luckily. Well, I can say that when I first started playing this game, that ending was not what I expected whatsoever. I still have a lot of unanswered questions, such as when, in an earlier playthrough, where the character referred to, he went to the gas station to get snacks or get something to eat, and on the way there he saw them all dead at the bottom of the cliff, but in his car. Who was they? Was it neighbors who stole his vehicle? And I guess what they planned to do is they came back to their apartment. They knew Laura was dying, and I can't tell I think that was her name, his wife's name. But his wife died, and I'm not sure if she died, we'll say, pre-apocalypse or post-apocalypse. Whether she was a victim of the very epidemic that was coursing through the world. If that's so, why were they not affected? And then it seems, and initially I said, oh, the memory is superimposed over the decaying world, but now I'm starting to think that that was the world. It was cleaner and more put together, because even though there was an apocalypse happening, they were trying to have some semblance of a normal life, and so Hector and his daughter were still living in the apartment complex, trying to maintain a normal life. And then at some point, some either gangers or looters or whoever, people who, unfortunately in every situation like that, try to take advantage of it, came in and said some very lewd and disgusting things about his daughter. And instead of trying to help his daughter in what way he could, I guess there could be some sort of grey area in that if he died, they would have done things to her anyway, and then she would be also dead and without a father. But though he escaped, they hurt her in so many ways and ended up killing her. Also that he could run away, and he didn't just run away and try to come back, he ran away, returning to, at least from my interpretation, returning to the cabin, or running as far as the cabin, before being faced with the guilt of what he had done. And we first get a glimpse into his cowardice at the cabin, where he sees the gun, doesn't pick it up, but sees the rifle, and does say, I believe, he mentioned that it was his neighbor Christian who initially picked up the weapon and told a family to stay away from them because they had a fever. And he even said himself he was too afraid, so he was a coward. And we sort of see this, if I can psychoanalyze the main character a bit, we can sort of see this throughout all of his comments. It was always somebody else's fault. The only time he really truly admits to it being his fault was, and I believe, he starts talking about how difficult it is raising a teenager, how at first they're very sweet and then they grow up and they become rebellious. If I'm connecting this correctly, he actually blamed his daughter for what happened to her, and then very quickly says that no, it was his fault. And if I'm connecting the pieces correctly, then yes, it is his fault. Because what was she supposed to do? It was not her seeking any of this. These men broke into their home and came after them. But throughout everything, he was a coward. He was insecure. He was not a man, that much I will say. But jarring. And this is an interesting image to have as the background, I will say. The car, the road, the idea of a lost journey, perhaps. But now this is a very interesting game. There are very few games where I don't at some level empathize with the protagonist. But the entire time I was playing this game, I did not like the protagonist. Did not like him. He would say things, something, okay, good for you. And yes, and even towards the end of the game, I did not like him. I will say for me, the ending. So the two different endings, one where he simply walks out the door, and one where he stays and uses the weapon that he found to end himself. The ending himself one appears to be some sort of redemption. I believe it seems to be the direction they were trying to go with that. To where, after he ends himself, his daughter in a white dress appears and reaches up to him and holds him, and they glow and they seem to move to the great beyond together. So, in that sense, his forgiveness was to go back and then offer his life in her stead, which is what he should have done, or at least in his mind, and now by ending himself, he fulfills that, and then she forgives him? I'm not sure how that settles with me personally. I almost prefer the ending where he lives, if only so that every single waking moment he is traversing the earth, he has to remember and be plagued with and live with the cowardly, evil thing he did to his own daughter, who he claimed to love. The daughter who was the fruit of his love with his wife. And he just left her there, let that happen to her, ran away like a coward. As much as I say that I am a coward, and that I don't like scary things, it is a different sort of cowardice to be afraid of jump scares and ghosts and other sorts of things, and the cowardice of not being able to protect those you love. And so this was not a very long game, and there wasn't too much in-depth story to really get a feel, but still, you feel for his daughter, who was a normal teenage girl, who did love her father, who seemed to be much more mature than her own father in many cases. And to be betrayed like that, I don't think I would forgive my father if that ever happened to me, but... So I don't feel necessarily any huge emotions with this game, other than rage at the main protagonist. But this was an interesting game, I will say, and for many reasons. Being built in Unreal Engine, again, the game did not need to be overly complex in its graphics. It did the job very well. Very simple sound design, but enough to definitely set you on edge as you're walking through the environment. The story itself felt a little disjointed. I felt that this game could have easily been just slightly longer, in order to sort of expand on some of the things that the protagonist was talking about. But I suppose there's something to be said for your imagination as well. One thing I did actually like was the lack of mention of the so-called epidemic. It did not become the focus of the story. It was a side element, but a side element that simply explained what was going on in a unique way, and in a way to where it established, this is an apocalypse, things have fallen apart, but this father and daughter are still trying to make a go of it, I guess you could say. But where is everybody? But I think the elements of sort of explaining, he was in a memory and then out of a memory, I wish there had been maybe some clearer world building towards maybe a clearer goal of what exactly Hector was trying to accomplish, and why was he at the cabin? Why was he wandering along the road? How far from his daughter being killed was it for him to be? Did he go back and bury her? Where was her body? And I don't know. I think there were a lot of unanswered questions that if this game was a little bit longer, the actors could have, or the creators, could have expanded upon and made it an even greater game. The voice acting was a little stilted, but still reasonably well, I would say, or reasonably good. I cannot speak coherently. Every time I pull out the microphone, I suddenly can't speak proper English, proper grammar. Terrible. But there was a lot of use of curse words. But I think, in the end, it does make sense for the language that the protagonist uses. At least for me personally, this is my personal interpretation. It feels almost childish, almost as if he was a teenager himself in his rebellion and anger towards everyone and everything, and his almost glee at finding out that his neighbor was having a pre-apocalyptic marital affair. Very strange. But all in all, definitely an interesting game. Only about, I would say, an hour and a half to 2, if you're slow like me, of gameplay. Short, sweet, to the point, but very interesting nonetheless. I can definitely acknowledge the work that went into producing this game, and an almost interactive story. I'm becoming more and more fond of these sort of walking simulators / walking simulator books, almost, with these sorts of stories. Dear Esther, again, thank you to the supervisor for recommending that to me. It's sort of started me down a rabbit hole of walking simulator stories, and I think that there's much to be said, actually. This genre appears to be largely unexplored, and if more people were to get involved with, especially things like Unreal Engine storytelling, we could see an almost boom in a new genre of storytelling with these sorts of things. So, overall, interesting story. It invoked in me a rage and a almost near hatred of cowardice, of shirking of one's duty, I guess you could say. But interesting story. Bravo to the creators for creating something unique. And I look forward to exploring more of these walking simulator stories. So if let me know in the comments if you have played this story before, what your interpretations of it were, what do you think? And then if you have watched me play through this game, as we've gone through it together, please do let me know what you think, what your impressions are, what your interpretations of the story are. I would love to hear your perspectives on this game because it is so interesting. With that being said, thank you for watching, everybody. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, whether it be video game or book. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and Pax Vobiscum. Goodbye.